Yeah, so I'm Paige Betty. I'm from Bitesize Breakdown. How you guys doing today?
Paige,
Hi,
good.
Paige.
Nice
Doing
to
all
see you.
right.
Wow, good wall of
My
DVDs and
Physical
movies,
media.
physical media.
I try. Media's never dead. You got to keep with the physical. Got to keep it going.
Definitely.
It's great.
But no, first off, I wanted to say congrats on the film, guys. I know it was a long time in the making. And Michael, you wear a lot of hats in the film with writing, directing, and starring in the film. So I was curious, did you always plan to star in the film, or was it once Michael Cera signed on that you guys knew you'd make a great pairing and that you would be the perfect Ricky to his Glenn?
Yeah, I think Chris and I wrote it with the idea of acting in it, and also were realistic enough to know that we were beholden to the movie first and foremost. Like whatever gets the movie made. Like I think there was an alternate universe version where I would have been really content having just writing it, maybe directing it or just producing it even. Like it was sort of dependent on what made the most sense. And just as it happened, once Mike came on board, it kind of just, we were able to put it together like this.
Mhm.
And I will say too, like kind of knowing along the way that Chris was you kind of when you wrote it, you thought maybe of Chris playing Glenn. It informed me a lot. I would often kind of I mean, Chris was great. Chris was on set for the whole shoot too, and like often would have little ideas or little adjustments.
Totally.
And I really kind of like drew upon him a lot for Glenn, I feel,
Yeah.
and also just if things made Chris laugh or, it always felt right going off using Chris
Yeah.
as the compass.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's definitely one of those things that there's so many versions of this movie, and the fact that we landed on this one, it really. But to your point, once Mike came on board, it definitely it made this one feel much more tangible and like the exact right one.
No, totally. I mean, and you guys have such great like banter back and forth in the film, which I loved most about it. Are there any big differences between your character dynamics and your real life one? Like,
Well,
Mike, are you jumping out of a tree to surprise Michael every time you see him, or how's that playing out for you guys?
He avoids me generally, but
we're really not in any way antagonistic. That's kind of the big difference.
that's true.
Like the characters have this very fraught, history together, which we don't have. But otherwise, I mean, it made shooting really easy that me and Mike are just very easy
Mm.
together because we know each other for such a long time now.
Yeah.
And have like wasted a lot of time together like these guys have. We used to go on chat roulette
I was just thinking that.
I mean, it
for
makes it fun
hours
that you
and
guys can
hours.
play in the same sandbox and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
want to ask one more question on in regards to the film, like Sacramento almost feels like its own character within the film. So why did you decide to like set the story there in a sense?
Honestly, because it was on the sign. It's on a sign in Los Angeles that says 5 North to Sacramento. And the conceit of the film is not predicated upon like, they have to get to this place to accomplish this. It is not like a result oriented uh obstacle. Maybe it is for one of them, but at the end of the day, the conceit lied in the idea that it's just two guys hanging out. It's just as arbitrary as going to Barstow or San Diego or Syracuse or something. It's sort of like, yeah, let's go there. Yeah, why not?
Well, I mean, it's a beautiful location. So, but I wanted to say though, thank you guys so much for taking your time out of the day to chat with me, and I wish you guys the best of luck on the theatrical run with this film.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Thanks. Nice
Thank you.
talking to you.